Hello, welcome to my thesis defense. My name is Michael Chandler. I'll be covering the relationship between monetary and paid time off discounting and recreational gamblers. There are various types of gamblers, the first of which is a recreational gambler, not someone who engages in the activity for fun and entertainment. There's also the pathological gambler, that's someone who engages in the activity quite frequently, and they're not really someone who can actually pull themselves away from the behavior. There's also disordered gambling, problem gambling, and compulsive gambling. Between 1 and 4% of people who engage in gambling behaviors lead to disordered or pathological gambling. Whiting and Dixon, 2015. Also, person-level characteristics were also examined: frequency of engaging in the activity, gender, and South Oaks Gambling Survey score. Decision making. Behavioral variables of decision making include impulsivity and self-control. Impulsivity is behavior lacking in self-control, inhibition, and aversion for delay. Self-control is a person's ability to delay gratification and self-manage their own behavior. Delay discounting, method of measuring self-control and impulsivity. Presentation of choices between SSR and LLR. Smaller, sooner reward represents SSR. These are lower levels of self-control, higher levels of impulsivity. LLR, or larger, later reward, usually has variables such as higher levels of self-control, lower levels of impulsivity. When discounting is used as a tool, it may help provide an understanding of choice responding and self-control. Losey, Jones, and Racklin. Delay discounting and recreational gamblers. Gamblers that engage in the activity in a non-harmful way are considered social or recreational gamblers. And that's from the American Psychiatric Association, 1994. The recreational gambler has the ability to quit engaging in the gambling activity at any time. Associated with person-level characteristics: age, income, race, gender, and SOG score. Gambling, risky sexual behavior, death, obesity, underutilization of health care linked to steep discounting, high impulsivity. Beckel et al., 2015, also Dixon et al., 2003. The purpose of this study is to evaluate the relationship between discounting on money as well as paid time off in recreational gamblers. Access subjective value to two different commodities, money and paid time off, among recreational gamblers. To utilize delayed discounting to determine the preference of choice in participants of a delay of smaller sooner, immediate reward, or a larger later reward. Do these values relate to the person-level characteristics? Our method. We chose 30 volunteer participants. We collected data through personal contacts and friends. Our materials: data analysis, hypothetical reward tasks, two different commodities, money and paid time off. An example of that would be, would you rather have $1,000 in 1 week or $500 now? Would you rather have 99 paid days off now or 100 days paid off, 100 days in a week? included demographics information to access person level characteristics. Our procedures were a single or group email text with hyperlink to Google survey, data analysis, AUC or area under the curve, and hyperbolic function. Method. The online survey hosted by Google Docs was modeled after the South Oaks Gambling Survey, or SOGS. The South Oaks Gambling Survey is typically used by researchers to evaluate the severity of gambling behaviors, LeSueur and Bloom, 1987. The survey consists of 20 questions based on the DSM-3 criteria for pathological gamblers. Once the data collected and tabulation were complete, a correlational analysis was conducted across participant responses and their person level characteristics, which include age, gender, race, and SOG score. The results were, for money, the R2 value was R2 equals 0.9932, and the results for 1 week came up to $995. For 2 weeks, the average switch point was $985. For 1 month, $975. For 6 months, $885. For 1 year, $875. For 3 years, $775. For 10 years, $375. The mean AUC, area under the curve, R equals 0.9932. For paid time off, the R2 value is 0.9935. 1 week equals 97.5 days. That's the average switching point. 2 weeks equals 88.5 days. 1 month equals 88.5 days also. 6 months, 88.5 days. 1 year, 77.5 days. For 3 years, the average was 67.5 days. The 10-year breaking point switching point was 32.5 days. And the mean AUC, R equals 0.9935. The slide on the left shows the PTO median switch points that we just covered in the previous slide. This is how it looks on a visual graph representation. So this is the PTO, and the monetary switching points were here. On the right, we have the AUC, area under the curve, values for all participants. The next slide covers paid time off on the left. So the PTO median switch points on the left here, on the x-axis, and the y-axis has the delay in days. The graph on the right shows the AUC values for participants. Money is the darker black, and the PTO AUC is the lighter gray. This slide shows correlational relationships between money and paid time off and similar discounting. On the left, we have money, strong, positive, significant relationship. Personal level characteristics were not significant in discounting survey for the area under the curve. On the right, we have paid time off, and that's where we have a strong, positive, significant relationship. In our discussion, the significant correlation was between the monetary area under the curve and paid time off area under the curve. Money discounted slightly higher as a commodity. The hyperbolic function was a good fit for the data. Person level characteristics included most recreational gamblers fit in the median age of the study of participants, which was approximately 48 years old. The person-like characteristics had no significant correlations with the discounting rates. This provides future research with multiple avenues to investigate. Limitations in future research. Limitations: hypothetical rewards, limited sample size, administered online via email, personal contacts. Future research: real and hypothetical rewards, randomized trial sample, administered with optional choice of paper or pencil, adding an additional commodity for the presentation of a third or fourth choice. Thank you for listening.